Can you tell us about the form of the structure of the song?
It takes on, I use chords. I actually sung it a cappella originally, and that sounded dreadful. So my guitarist, he said, "How about we use some guitar chords?" And that's how it sort of emerged in a way.
Quite ironic because the song was called "Ain't Gonna Get Better,"
and it did get better. It got much better. I basically just use the chords centering around the tonic and just whatever fit with that. And I got the old banjo out for the final, the old banjo from the guy from New Orleans. It did get better, and I'm very glad. And I finished the album with that one, and I think that would be the pop song, you know. I think that's, if any of them will take me to the top, I don't know if it will, but if any do, it would be that one.
Let's hope it does.
Yeah.
And it is.
Now this song, it sounds wet.
It is. It's a very wet sound. What we did when we recorded it was that we all got into the shower before we recorded it, and it basically we got into the shower, not at the same time because we don't know each other that well. And as we got into the shower, we all thought about the song. That's kind of the process of getting it. As soon as we got out,
So you all got into the shower?
not at the same time, yeah. Like there were two showers in the place with the parsonage studios, and we two at a time. I mean, you know, one upstairs, one downstairs. And then when we got out, we dried off enough so that we didn't cover our instruments in water, and then we recorded it. It actually, and then when we did the hand claps later on for the overdubs, we actually all wet our hands. And the reason we do for that is it does give off a certain quality of sound that you can only kind of get with modern day recording techniques in order to sound like those late 40s, early 50s. Not many people know that, but my producer Steve Robin has studied the kind of techniques, and he's practiced that, and they actually came up with that sound. Yeah.
What's the technique called?
It's called wet recording.
Wet recording.
Yeah. We didn't do it too often because it's a bit of a pain, but I think that one you'll find a very authentic wet sound.
Okay.
As they're called.
Right.
And also the kick drum, we put a bladder of water inside to.
You put a bladder of water in the kick drum?
Yeah. Inside, it doesn't actually get touched by the actual pedal or mallet, but it does. You know, it travels through the water and then to the microphone on the outside of the kick drum. Yeah.
Now the next track's I Need to Drink.
Mm-hmm. It is, yes.
It is?
Yep. Do you? That's right, did you want some water? No? Okay, so cool.
I need to drink.
Yeah, do you want some water?
Do you need to drink?
No, I just had some, thanks.
I got $6 and a boy.
So the song I Need to Drink. Now
I need to drink.
I like how you just wrote a song about an everyday thing.
Yeah.
We all need to drink.
It's partly, part of it was that someone from, I won't name the organisation because we had a business fallout, but they came to me and they said that we want to encourage drinking water. And I actually initially wrote the song about that, and then when we had the business fallout, I said stuff that. And at the time it reminded me of a client of mine he wanted to see if his wife was cheating on. It turned out it wasn't, but because according to the evidence that I found. But the relationship broke up anyway, partly because he just didn't trust her. And I wrote, I actually became friends with him despite the fact that he was paranoid with his relationships, because we all have flaws, This one's Tiles. And he told me the story later on. He disappeared for a while and he came back and he told me the story of the song about how he went to Stanthorpe and how he picks fruit. And that's all in the song, I Need to Drink. That's basically his life story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look at us now. We got
The track
nothing
Saving
to
Our
say.
Marriage. Can you explain the story behind that?
Yeah, that actually happened to me.
We never asked.
Shorty Whitman,
Anymore.
my old mate Shorty Whitman, you might know.
Argue about the
He,
start of the war.
I met him during the
You wanna say the
Castafory
refugee?
scandal,
You can't
and
even
I
say
did
you're
some
all
work for him
married.
then. But he left his job at an NGO, and he went up north
Too many questions
um,
about where our
to work
clothes are
at
made.
to work in oil rig, Great Barrier Reef, which is quite odd because he was always an environmentalist before that, but he needed the money for it. I won't say why. But anyway, that's where I met my first wife, and
All I can conclude,
we
I'm not doing as much
had
as
a
I
shared
can.
passion for the
I wanna
environment,
save the whales.
for
I can't even
poverty
say
in the
my
third
own
world.
marriage.
You know, if Bono had come round, he would have married both of us. You know, so that's the kind of people we were. The problem was though that we kind of cared more about the world than we did for holding together our marriage. We just assumed that because we love each other and because we love the same things that it would all just come together. I think that's the mistake a lot of people make. And basically we neglected to work on our relationship. And because we tried to save the world, we got kind of cynical when we realised that we couldn't. You know, you kind of have to do it incrementally and hope that other people do it. And basically it's a sad story, but that's how it happened. And I don't regret having done it. Kind of regret having met Shorty Whitman because he introduced me to her in the first place. But you know, what can you do?
The old saying about marriages.
Yeah, the old saying about marriages: if you don't get married, you won't ever have to divorce.
Would you like to say goodbye?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. All right, goodbye everybody.
Hang on, do that again. Ready?
Up all night. Remember when we used to have fun? Oh, we're still getting drunk. We're fighting too late.
Well, thanks Jimmy for talking to us this afternoon.
Thank you for listening.
It's been
It's been something.
cut.
Charities and causes, furrow brows on pauses. That's what our life has become.
Well, thanks Jimmy for talking to us today.
No worries. Thank you for listening.
It's been a pleasure listening to your stories. Would you like to say anything on the way out?
We wanna save
Oh,
the
yeah, sure.
world, but we can't
thanks
even
for-
save our own marriage.